Oh, hey, Dustin, play Cool Cats by Family Kush.
Welcome to Living Vividly, the podcast where health, wellness, and curiosity collide.
Today we're sitting down with herbalist Susie Garland from Blossom Flower Herbals, someone whose healing journey and holistic approach to wellness I know you're going to love. Susie has navigated her own autoimmune struggles, turned to plant medicine for answers, and now teaches others how to support their bodies in simple, natural, deeply effective ways. We're going to get into her story, her favorite herbs, and how she integrates nature into daily life, and what living vividly means to her. Let's dive in.
How you doing, Susie?
I am good. How are y'all?
Good.
Awesome.
Good,
Excited to talk to you today.
I have to say that the whole reason that we wanted to bring you on was because of your approach to fire cider. So my background with fire cider is my other friend Jackie introduced me to fire cider many years ago. And so we used to, my mom would come over and we would get all the things and we would start making fire cider early in September so that it would be ready for the cold and flu season. I'm not going to say that I chug it, but I could. So let's just kind of do an overview of fire cider, what fire cider is. Tell us from your perspective.
From my perspective. So a lot of people think fire cider is a fermentation. So let's start there. It's not. Mm-hmm. The apple cider vinegar part is the fermentation. What we're doing is we're using apple cider vinegar as a menstruum to extract the benefits of what we put in it, which the base recipe that's been around for generation is basically ginger, turmeric, black pepper, cayenne, jalapeno, citrus, onion, garlic. And that's a powerhouse, especially for gut health and anti-inflammatory properties.
Right.
But my brain works very much like, well, that's good, but I can make it better. Yeah. And then it doesn't stop.
Yeah. So the fire cider is actually all of those things that you mentioned: garlic, onion, turmeric, horseradish sometimes.
Yes. So
jalapenos.
Horseradish is a little harder to get my hands on fresh all the time.
Yeah.
So I only have it in one of my blends. I
Okay.
would love to have it in all of them, but I want to get like a good quality fresh horseradish, which isn't always available.
Yeah.
So I do limit the horseradish, but I do keep the other ingredients and all the rest of them, which, yeah.
So then it has citrus, which is either lemon and or orange, and
Or
it's
lime.
all of this is put into a jar or a canister and steeped in apple cider vinegar
With a really strong mother, that's important.
with a strong mother.
Yeah.
And that's the fermentation side. And then so it steeps for 6 weeks. That's how we always did it.
6 to 12 weeks.
6 to 12
Some
weeks.
of mine, like Odin's Fury, for example, has like pine needles and things like that in it. So when you have a lot of harder things, I extract for a longer period because I really want to be sure that I've captured those benefits. Plus, I can kind of look at it and see by when the colors disappear, I'm like, oh, you're ready.
Yeah.
Or the smell. You kind of learn over time.
Okay. So the steeping of the herbs, I don't know what else to call them, the plant medicine stuff.
Yeah.
That allows all of the extracts, the parts of it that are healing, supposedly. We'll talk about like the science part, or the medical part, healing to be pulled into the apple cider vinegar. And then the apple cider vinegar is actually what the apple cider is after it's been steeped for that period of time.
Yes. The fire. Yeah.
The fire cider. Yeah.
So I always have a tabletop display jar of just like the sliced, pretty display fire cider, just so people get an idea of what it is.
Is that what you have right there?
Yes.
Can you hold it up so we can see
what
what
were
it
we
looks like?
talking about?
That's okay. While we do this. So when you said horseradish, I was like, I wonder where that word came from. Can I tell y'all?
Yes, please.
So the name horseradish is thought to come from the horse part, referring to its large size and coarse, strong flavor, similar to how words like horse chestnut or horsefly denote large or strong versions of the namesake. Another theory suggests the name is a corruption of the German word Meerrettich, which means sea radish, likely because it grew near coastal areas. Over time, Meerrettich may have been misheard or adapted by English speakers, leading to mare radish, and eventually horseradish.
Very interesting, Dustin.
Cool.
Thank you.
Just a very spicy meatball, too, when you're grinding it up.
Yes.
That looks spicy.
Okay, so this is what fire cider looks like whenever it's steeping.
Yes, steeping.
Can you eat this?
That's what I was talking about. I would
Oh, there we
advise
go.
it.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks great, but because the apple cider vinegar is like stripping everything out of it at the end, It's
There's
like
not much
this
left.
mushy weird. It's not like white vinegar where you're pickling something.
Right. Okay.
The apple cider vinegar, like when you taste it after it's like all done, and this one isn't quite done, because things are still red. Like at the end, there's not any color left. Like it
Kind of all
really
orangey.
just pulls it all out, which is beautiful. But yeah, so when you taste it at the end, you're like, oh yeah, nothing. Yeah, not so good. Now you can also like do a second steep of this and turn that into like salad dressings and things like that. So, I mean, we use it we get all
Use it to the very end, huh?
everything we can out of there. But yes, this one's at about 4 weeks. So it's getting there.
Is that your basic, your classic?
This is a 7 pepper. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
So there's
spicy.
7 different peppers in here. It's probably the spiciest one.
That's the one I have at home that I love.
The other group of people that love it are like 75 and older because of the aches and pains in their knees. And they will take 2 tablespoons a day. And when I'm like, you only need a teaspoon, they're like, hush and let us do our fire cider.
We have it.
Okay, so let's talk about the benefits of fire cider.
Yeah.
Like, what is the reason behind it? Like you said, this has been going on for
Generations.
like hundreds of years that people have been using fire cider. And so what is the purpose of fire cider?
Immunity, gut health, metabolism booster, anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial is the basics. But the thing is it's a liquid form of vitamin C. It has numerous vitamin B vitamins. It has some small amounts of magnesium in there and things like that, which a lot of people just aren't getting in their diets or their foods today. And like my Perfection, the pears have vitamin K and copper. So people who aren't eating a lot of leafy greens, a lot of people buy that one specifically for their kids because it's not as spicy. The pears kind of cut the spice. It's like a sour candy versus like the punch of the other ones.
So the purpose, from a health perspective, the reason we always did it was for immunity. So we'd get it ready for cold and flu season. And actually the last container that I bought from you, I bought it on Saturday at Farmer's Market. And either that day or the next day, my mom called me and she's like, do you have fire cider? I am very ill. I was like, it just so happens that I do. And I brought it over to her and I was like, I don't want it back. You keep it with your illness. And she finished the whole thing.
Don't share back with me.
No.
Yeah, this is the time of year when we start getting the messages and phone calls at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And they're like, we will meet you wherever. We will come to your house. Just like it's just hit all of us. And, but I mean, normally when we get sick, we do a tablespoon 3 times a day. And usually in 24 to 48 hours, it like knocks it out.
You got to get it early.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get it really early.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like when I was a kid, there had these Kool-Aid barrels with foil tops. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It looks like that. I'm guessing it sounds like you don't drink it like that.
No, you take a teaspoon a day.
Okay, so
Just a
you
teaspoon
don't
a
just
day.
crack it open and
No, you would feel it really quickly.
I have one called Mardi Gras. It's Bourbon Street Mardi Gras. It's comes out like in January for Mardi Gras season, and somebody bought one, and they gave it to their husband, and they didn't tell him not to drink the whole thing. And he came back later, and he was like, "Wow, it cleaned me out." I mean, I was miserable there for a little while, but when it was over, I felt amazing. I was like, "I bet you
Maybe
did."
before colonoscopy, then a lot more pleasurable than that nasty stuff you have to drink.
Yeah. But to be fair, I don't measure anything. I just open it and just...
That's why the 16-ounce
swig.
bottles exist. Because all I had at first was 8-ounce bottles, and I was like, that's a 48-day supply. That's plenty. And they just kept
Absolutely
on and
not
kept
a 48-day supply.
kept on and kept on begging me to make a bigger bottle. And in my mind, I was like, my very autistic ADHD self was very like, oh, they're wanting to share with their family.
No.
So I got the bigger bottles. No, they wanted to girl math it.
Yeah.
I'm still buying 1 bottle a month, but I can gulp it now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What triggered you to start making this? Was this the first thing that you started doing and like in your herbalist adventure?
No, the very first thing I ever did was a blend called Green Willow Bayou. And it was because I had to have a hysterectomy. And when you have a brain like mine, anything that makes it foggy is unacceptable. So the pain pills to me were just unacceptable. And then the horror stories I heard of other women recovering from a hysterectomy. And bear in mind that I had been walking around for 10 years in immense and extreme pain, and nobody ever thought to check and see if my uterus had prolapsed. So I walked around for 10 years in just extreme pain, just forcing myself through every day, all because my uterus had prolapsed. And it had, not polyps, but fibroids and stuff. So it was extra heavy, and it was laying on all of the nerves in my lower back. So immense pain in my hips and my lower back, and just...
And nobody thought to think that maybe it was not your back. Like it wasn't
Right.
your spine.
Right. And the biggest thing that I heard was, well, if you lose weight, the pain will go away. So I did.
And it did?
No, it did not.
It did not.
So I got a new doctor. And he said, well, has anybody done an MRI on your back? And I said, no. And so we did one. And he calls me a few days later and he goes, I have bad news. And I'm like, oh, boy. My back's in terrible shape. He says, no, your back looks 10 years younger than you. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, wow.
And so then I just start Googling. I'm Googling, and the thing that kept kind of coming up when I would put like my age and my symptoms and like, instead of just mini Googling, I was like extensively Googling symptoms was prolapsed uterus.
As
and I was
a
like,
real ADHD person would.
right. And I was like, oh, but I have a female OBGYN. How did this get missed, But anyway, it did. But anyway, so I was determined to not have to take the pain pills after I had the hysterectomy and to not have the same story that I heard from so many other women. And so on day 5, I started drinking my tea. It's the simplest blend I have ever made. It is green nettle leaf, white willow bark, and ginger root. And to this day, I still drink it because it also is amazing for fibromyalgia and arthritis.
So say it again. Green
Nettle leaf, white willow bark, and ginger root.
And it's just a steeped tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually a tisane because when you don't put the tea plant in there, it's not technically a tea, it's a tisane. But we live in the South and teaching people that is very hard. So it's a tea. You brew it like a tea, you drink it like a tea. They just kind of look at me like it's a tea. And I'm like, it's really not, but okay.
Yeah. We'll just call it whatever sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And it helps with, I guess, inflammation and pain.
Inflammation and pain. Very, very much so.
Do you sell that too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Still my favorite, probably. Beside the Firesiders, it's my favorite thing I sell. Well, now Neurospicy is probably the second because that's for ADHD and autism. It's a tincture.
You have a drink called Neurospicy?
I want that.
Awesome. It's amazing. It took me 6 months to formulate that one. But
What's in that one? Can you tell us? Is it a secret?
Oh, no, but it's a long list that I cannot spit off the top of my head. But it's actually designed to boost your dopamine, and it retrains your nervous system to stop going into fight, flight, freeze, and fawn as an immediate response to things, which helps with emotional regulation, quiets the brain. Like at first, you feel like you're going to forget something because it's so silent up there. You're just kind of like, where did all the words go?
I've never had that feeling.
Right. And then you're like, whoa, this is nice. and then you can focus. But it doesn't take our superpower away, which is a big thing for me.
That's what I was about to ask.
If I want to focus on multiple things, let me focus on multiple things. Yeah. But if I want to focus on one, let me focus on one. So it gives you control over that.
Interesting.
And then it has a mild detox because we hold on to toxins more, which is why when you take a child and you remove the dyes, they improve. Their symptoms improve because they're not fighting the toxic buildup. So, yeah. And I have one for little kids that's called Little Sparks too. So.
Oh, it's the cutest thing. Okay,
but yeah.
I'm excited. You sold me. So obviously, whenever you're formulating this pain thing, you already knew stuff about herbs before.
Yeah.
So how long have you been an herbalist? What was the inception?
This is you're gonna fall out of your chair. 5
3
years.
weeks ago.
Only 5 years.
2 things. One, that sounds about right for somebody who has ADHD. Like you get into it, you learn everything more than people who've been doing it for 20 years. But also, it's encouraging, surprising that you've been doing it for so long as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like kind of the same
Stuck with it.
double-edged sword.
Yeah.
You're like, you love it that much.
In the process, like 3 years ago, so I'm 45. So, when I was 43, they diagnosed me as being autistic. When I was in therapy, and they were like, "Listen, you're masking. We need to have a hard conversation." And I'm like, "Really?" But and so then I kind of just went, "Oh, so this is my hyperfixation."
Yeah, things start making
Makes sense. So yeah.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
But when I started out, I bought some books and I made the recipes in the books. And of course, my brain was like, I mean, it's okay. And then so I was like, okay, what can we do to make ourselves happy? So then I just bought 10 herbs. And I was like, you know what? I will say if it's a UK study, if it's an American study, if it's a study in a different language that I have to translate, and then, the old wives' tales, anything, the folklore, anything I could find on those 10 herbs. I learned it until I was like, there's nothing else to learn. And then I bought 10 more. And I'm up to 400.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's literally how I learned it all.
That's incredible.
So what is it about herbs that makes them so powerful? And the reason that I'm asking is because for me, like everything as a dietitian, everything goes back to food. Like how can we manipulate food to make it work for us better? And when I remember when I first started learning about things like parsley and cilantro, parsley specifically, I think was one that kind of just blew my mind because I'm like, it really doesn't taste like anything. Why are we why are we putting so much emphasis on putting something like this into a food if it doesn't taste like anything?
Yeah.
But then you start learning that it has, anti-inflammatory properties and detoxification properties, and how it still was really hard for me to wrap my brain around how something so tiny could have such powerful benefits. And so I'm assuming that that's just herbs in general. Like we oftentimes think that if a little bit is good, a lot has to be better. And so we have to have a lot. And I don't know if that's my family upbringing. That's how we do everything. If we're going to cook a lot. If we're going to do anything, it's going to be big and bold. But the reality is that with herbs, you don't need a lot of the properties to really make it useful.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what part of the herbs make it most powerful? Like, is it the leaves of things, the stems, or does it just depend totally on
Depends on the herb.
Okay.
Actually, yeah.
Okay.
So comfrey root and comfrey leaf both help repair skin and bone and things like that. But at different times of the year, they do different things. So you have to learn all of that part too.
Okay.
So it's a little intense. So yeah. The dandelion flower, if you get it, but before it goes into the poofy, you can infuse it into honey and things like that. It's very powerful. But the roots, where it's really at. But you can also eat fresh young dandelion leaves in a salad. Goldenrod, when it's young, you can eat that in a salad. Even wild lettuce, in minimal amounts, you can eat that when it's fresh and young in a salad. But the older they get, the more bitter they become.
Herbs versus vitamins.
Herbs are packed with vitamins.
Is that what makes the herbs good?
I believe so, yeah.
In
my opinion, yeah. But here's the thing is the herbs don't have any fillers. They don't have any synthetic anything that your body has to then process out.
Well, and I'd say it's not just vitamins, but minerals also.
Yeah.
And then phytonutrients. So phytonutrients, the way I describe phytonutrients is that it's the part of a plant that gives it color. So things like chlorophyll.
The red and cranberries, the black and blackberries and blueberries, is that the kind of...
Yeah, so they all have specific names. So lycopene is one that's pretty common in like tomatoes. We've heard about that for a long time. So vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients are all three different components of nutritional profiles, and herbs have all of those.
Can I drop a conspiracy that I really like? Okay. So I don't know. I'm sure you're familiar with this. So dandelion apparently is like extremely good for your health, and people have been
great for the
consuming
liver,
it
great for the heart, yeah.
centuries, I guess. And I don't know who or what, but powers that be are trying to convince everyone that dandelions are weeds and we should round up our yards and get rid of them.
A weed is just a plant that's growing where you don't want it to. That's what I tell people.
But do you think that
really a weed?
Do you think that they're trying to prevent us from
1,000%?
Okay. Consuming them and healing from them?
So a few years ago, I went with an herbalist. I don't know if he definitely defines himself as an herbalist. Merriweather is his last name, but it's a guy in Texas, in East Texas, that does just like trail walks. And so we went to a park in Texas, a state park, and went through the trail walk and dug up. We found mushrooms that were edible. We found dandelion, lots of dandelion. It was in the spring, several other things. And we dug all of it up and went and made a whole meal with the herbs and things that we found, the wild stuff. It was phenomenal. It was so much fun. Foraging, yeah. It was a foraging event.
And the thing with especially wild foraged herbs is they grow in the oddest of places, but they grow in the best of places. So they're always nutrient dense, I would say, if that makes sense. Versus sometimes things you grow in gardens or things that are grown in dirt.
The soil sucks.
The soil is synthetically boosted. And, I don't think the plants love that. I also think that when things are cut and took to the grocery store, when the oil is synthetically, modified, that the nutrients are lost even faster. So sometimes you're buying lettuce and it's just nothing.
Well, yeah, it's been sitting on the shelf for
far
weeks,
too long.
and I've heard
But that we're not going to tell people that they shouldn't eat vegetables in the grocery store.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No.
But it is,
it's
I'm
a worry.
Sure.
Yeah, it is a concern. It's just one of those things that we don't have much control
over. If you
over.
have the opportunity to go to like a farmer's market and buy local, definitely.
And in season,
yeah,
that kind
definitely
of stuff.
would.
And it just so happens that we do have a farmer's market.
Yes, an awesome one.
Which is how y'all know each other, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always forget.
How do you not know? She talks about it every episode.
Well, the Susie and the Daphne relationship, obviously.
I see.
Shut up, Dustin. I always forget Saturdays. I'm a mom and I'm busy, and every like Saturday evening I'm like, son of a gun, like I have these grand plans to start becoming a farmer's market shopper.
Oh, I'll start reminding you.
Please.
I will.
It's like Friday
problem.
night. Meet me.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it's called, but there's a lady there that sells Indian food, and there's these triangle things full of lamb that are fried, and you should come. You should come for no other reason than to get one of those and try it.
I think there's some
I don't know.
Samoas,
Yes, probably.
something like that. But that might be the Girl Scout cookie.
That's my breakfast every Saturday, and that's the
Samosas
only lamb
are
I have
Indian.
ever met that didn't taste weird that I'll eat. I love it.
I love Indian food.
Yeah, that's Priya.
I mean,
Probably my
That stays
favorite.
there.
See, we're off on a tangent about samosas now.
sorry. I felt like it was a good reason to come to farmers market.
It is,
Yeah.
and it will motivate me.
Come
You
for the
found my
food.
love language.
There's a ton of things there that will
And
motivate you.
Father's Espresso has amazing coffee, so that's 2 reasons to get up. Everything else will
Get
just
some
be a
grass-fed
bonus.
beef while I'm there, some fire cider.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the different blends that you have, because you gave us some of these. Obviously you've deep dived into all these, but this is cranberries boost urinary tract health. I mean, this is perfect for UTIs.
Yeah, so the cranberry, you were saying earlier that the cranberry, there's a component of cranberry, which I'm not going to try and pronounce because I don't remember the name of it. And even if I had it in front of me, it would be hard to say. But it's one of those polyphenols that prevents the binding of E. coli to the gut is what she had mentioned. I know that it works for the bladder. That's why cranberry juice is good for the bladder. But because it's that component that prevents the E. coli from being able to bind to it.
So you pretty much have a blend for everything.
I try to, but every day people come up and ask me about new things. And then my husband and son's like, their eye twitches.
Like, she's about to start researching.
If you don't stop making things. And then I already have binders full of recipes that I just still need to finish and bring to market. It's insanity. My brain just doesn't stop.
So let's talk about the different fire cider flavors that you have. I don't know if flavor is the right word. Components, different blends. I mean, they all do have
Concoctions.
different flavors, concoctions. I have here, you brought spicy gumbo pot. So tell us like what makes that different from the 7 peppers, because that's the one I have at home that I love.
So I will start it from the beginning. So I started with Cajun Sunshine.
Can we try these while she talks about it?
Yes, because I was trying to get off of allergy pills, because somewhere along the way I learned that the stronger the allergy pill, it can mess with your brain. And if you say mess with my brain, since I was a child, and this probably leads into, oh yeah, that's autism. If it went upside down, absolutely not, because my brainstem might separate from my brain, and no thank you. And that is since I was little, okay? I have believed that.
Amen.
So, thank you. And so yeah, the second you say messes with the brain, I'm like, I'm out. I will find a different way. Thank you. Unless it's like a good thing, unless it's like lion's mane where it's, healing neural networks and things like that. Then I'm like, okay. And so I was like determined. And it took me 3 batches before it was like, okay, we can do this. But so I did the base recipe, and then I did pineapple skins because the bromelain, because upper respiratory. I was always having ear infections and sinus infections. And I mean, I was on antibiotics and steroids like all year long. It was miserable. And then I did cinnamon cloves as like circulation, because my head always thinks, okay, so we've made this, but how is it getting where it needs to go? Because everybody's circulation isn't perfect. So cinnamon clove for circulation. And then, of course, because ADHD and autism, rosemary, thyme, and sage for the brain, And so that's where I started. And
that was the Cajun Sunshine?
Cajun Sunshine.
Okay.
That's the base recipe. And then, of course, I finished it out with raw honey because, again, I was trying to get off allergy medicine. It worked amazing. And then I had people coming up asking for something a little bit more anti-inflammatory. So I went with 7 pepper. Because the more peppers, the more capsaicin, the better. And so they loved that. And then somebody was like, could you make something that's a little fruitier and less heat? So I did pear, research. And I was like, okay, vitamin K and copper, people don't eat their greens. So I did pear. And then, and this is why I should never be left alone, I was driving down the road in the back. I was going to Monroe for a Junior League show. And I just was like, oh, the trees are pretty. And I was like, what if I blended those 3 together and I called it spicy gumbo pot? Yeah. And so that's what spicy gumbo pot is. It's a blend of the first 3.
Okay.
There's so much stuff in here.
How do you know it's going to taste any good?
I mean, all these things.
Do you just hope for the best?
alone.
I hope for the best, but I always have a gut feeling. Like when I'm making, like I'll make a list, and I'll be like, these ingredients, and this is what they do, and I think this is going to be powerful, and then I'll just put it to the side, and I'll come back like 24, 48 hours later, and I'll go, ooh, that's going to mess it up, and I just take that out. I'm like, okay, what can we replace? It's like, I don't know.
It's a process. Like the developing of a recipe sounds like it's a process.
Right.
Have you ever made one and you were like, oh, nope?
I really didn't like the Vampire's Kiss one that I made for Halloween, but I'm not a cherry fan.
Oh, okay.
But it had raw cocoa nibs and cherry in it. It was dark red cherry, and people love it.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
That's
what I put in smoothies.
When you swallowed it, it had like a hint of chocolate on the back end, but the cherry for me was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody makes a face when they hit one they don't like. Yeah.
I want to see
Okay, so let's try
your
it.
face.
Let's try
I'm
it.
scared. Well, Daphne is a veteran fire cider drinker.
Oh yeah. I mean, seriously, chug it. And my husband's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just need a little spice in my life."
I don't want to spill it here. You're less clumsy than I am. I know we're really digging into the fire cider, but while she's pouring, can you tell me about your skincare stuff?
So face wash. So basically, when I learned that synthetic fragrance oils can interrupt your hormones, and I I didn't know. I was in my 30s when a doctor finally was like, I think I know what's wrong with you. And then tracked my history back and was like, yeah, all of these symptoms from the time you were a child. I had very strange things happen during my pregnancy and all the way. I was basically born with a hereditary form of insulin resistance. And I've battled that my whole life, which is hormonal imbalance, PCOS, all of the things. So when you say to me, oh, that might smell good, but when you put it on your skin, you're making your hormone issues worse.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, well, then I'm not going to put that on my skin. Yeah. So I made a face wash and then I was like, I have sensitive skin. So I don't know if you know that when you have sensitive skin, it doesn't fluff off the way it's supposed to. So then I was like, I need a scrub. So then I made an espresso scrub. I have family in Italy, and so they always send us Italian espresso. And so, yeah, I sacrificed the espresso to make the scrub, and now it's just the thing. And then I have some oils and a rose petal salve, which really you can use on any skin, but it's really great on the face.
I'm really trying to get away from all the endocrine disrupting, which is everything.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Even the makeup.
It's a lot.
Cheers.
Okay, are we ready?
I'm scared.
You ready, Dee?
Cheers, Dee.
Cheers.
We didn't get her a cup. Oh my God. That is so good.
Oh, yeah.
That is so. Now I know why they're not wanting these small little bottles.
Yeah.
I could
With the
100%
honey
drink
on
that.
the end of that.
Like one of those barrel juices.
I know, right? So
100%.
it's at first taste, it's like, oh God, what did I just do? But then
it smooths out on the
it's
back
so
end.
wonderful.
That is delightful.
Love
It tastes
Put
like
that
it
on
would be
ice.
thick,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but it's not.
No.
Yeah.
Like I guess that honey smoothness to it. Like,
It does have a, like it.
It's so
my brain
smooth.
thinks thick, but it's not thick.
Like
See,
there's
this
nothing-
is it has honey in it. So generally speaking, with fire cider, you always after you steep it for the time, then honey is added to it. I guess for the purpose of.
Or you have to thin it. The acidity is a little too much, and so you either have to go with distilled water or honey. And I'm like, yeah, allergies. I'm going to do honey.
Yeah.
And
Honey
when you
in all
have,
of them?
Yeah. Yeah. I do have, sometimes I have people ask me like, hey, can you pull me a bottle without honey? And I will, if they let me know in advance. Yeah, I'll pull them a bottle without honey. But y'all should try the berry blaze.
Okay, let's do the berry one.
And the reason why is because the jar is really pretty and layered, right? But that's not really the way you want to do fire cider. You want everything as small as possible because you want the best extraction. So I've had the big metal choppers for a year now. Well, I bought a thing that has all these teeth that just rips everything into shreds, like really breaks it down. And so this batch of berry is the first one that I was able to use that for. And it's like you can taste every single ingredient all at one time. So it's like a Sour Patch Kids, like, whoa. And it's like, ooh. It's really cool. It's a good one. So.
Okay, well, once again, I don't trust myself. Do you want me to hold cups?
Has anybody ever tried cooking with this in any way or mixing it with something? Any good recipes that you've done or heard of?
Sure.
So they marinate chicken breast in it. Ooh. A lot of people will mix it with olive oil and make a little salad dressing.
Yeah, I could see this.
The amount of times I have heard that Cajun Sunshine makes a great Bloody Mary.
Say that one more time.
I said the amount of times I've heard that Cajun Sunshine makes a great Bloody Mary.
That sounds...
It's excessive. Or I have people who will, they'll make like little mocktails. So they'll do like ginger ale with fire cider and maybe some tart cherry.
Yeah,
like my
I've done
jam.
shrubs. I've done shrubs with apple cider vinegar. Okay, that makes sense.
Is this too much?
No, you'll be fine.
Thank you.
I went over.
You might have a really big boost in energy.
Berry
in a minute.
Blaze.
Oh, good.
Cheers.
All right, cheers.
That is also very good.
Oh,
That's a good mocktail.
I was expecting it to be very similar to the other one. It's not even close.
And what's crazy is there's only one ingredient difference between it and Cajun Sunshine.
What?
If y'all want to taste Cajun Sunshine next, and the
Of
flavor
course.
is
oh my
completely
goodness!
different.
So
The flavor is still completely different. So, like, if I feel like I'm getting an ear infection or sinus infection, I'm grabbing Cajun. And if I'm having like a lot of fibromyalgia pain and stiffness, and the green willow is doing my green willow Bayou tea is doing good, but it's not hitting it, I'm grabbing cinnamon pepper. And then if I never grab, I'm sorry in advance, guys. I know y'all love pear. I do not love pear. I do not like the pear fire cider. I never grab pear. I apologize for all. There are going to be people who come to me and say, I cannot believe you said that, because they are pear enthusiasts. It's not my favorite, so I never grab it. So I can't
everybody
say I
has their thing.
Yeah, we all
has
have
what they
different-
like, you know.
Yeah. But I make it for them, not for me. So that's the point. And then if it's just kind of congestion and funk, I grab spicy gumbo. Yeah.
I feel like I could have a shot of that every single day.
I go for it a couple of times. Like when I'll sometimes forget about it in the refrigerator, and I open the refrigerator, and I'm like, oh, just chug.
And something of note, mine are actually shelf stable even after they're opened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't have to actually refrigerate them.
Oh,
It's really
good to
small on the
know.
label, but refrigeration not required. But
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I have not read the whole label. I'm just like, it's
no
fire
one
cider.
reads anymore.
What does the gumbo one say about weight management?
They all are good for weight management.
good,
Because they help balance your sugar levels, and they help your metabolism kickstart and all of those things, all of the good things.
Is there a certain time of day that's best? Like right before you go to bed, right when you wake up?
I mean, if you take it on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, you will feel your body kickstart. You'll feel everything.
Okay, because I literally just felt like
Yeah.
I haven't
You can
really
feel it
eaten
any time of
anything.
day,
I'm like,
but like if
holy
you can
moly.
do it. Now, sometimes like I can do it for weeks, and then randomly in the morning I'll take it and like my stomach will burn a little bit. Just eat or drink something.
Yeah. As far as research goes around fire cider, specifically fire cider, is there research that indicates that fire cider is beneficial for the immune system?
Yes, there is.
There is.
There
Okay.
is. It's not very much.
Yeah.
But there is. It's more the research that's done probably on apple cider vinegar, which is still very minimal, but it's there. And then you just add the components of everything else. I mean, everybody could eat all the ingredients raw
Right.
in a day and get the same benefits, but who has time for that?
Right. Right. There's not going to be many people eating just, a little chunk of ginger just
Right.
because,
Just
or
because.
garlic,
Spicy,
because, ouch. There are reasons why there's not a ton of research, just
Right.
like, there's not anyone that's going to fund it, which is probably the biggest reason. But also, if it's found that something natural is going to be beneficial, then nobody's making money off of it. So,
Exactly.
except you. So there's no real reason to do the research behind it. But again, this has been going back for centuries that they've
Right.
been making fire cider.
And there's tons of recipes out there. There are, and a lot of people do make their own. And then people try to make their own and they're like, that is a lot of work. We'll come to you. And I'm like, I get it.
That's exactly what I said. Whenever I was
It's a lot of
like,
work.
over the summer, you started coming to the market. And in fact, when we were vetting the new people coming, I was like, fire cider, yes. Yeah. And so you started coming over the summer, and I told my mom, like, we don't need to do it this year. We're not making fire cider because we're going to just buy it. It's so much easier to let someone else make it. So yeah, this is the first year in probably 8-10 years that we haven't made fire cider.
Wow.
I just did 60 gallons yesterday. It was like a whole day thing.
So I'm assuming you're not making it in these jars.
I was just about that.
This is just for display.
It escalated quickly. I started in quart jars, and then I went to half-gallon jars, and then I went to gallon jars, and now I'm doing 20-gallon vats at a time. So yeah,
Cool.
it escalated quickly.
Do you have like a commercial kitchen that you're doing it, or you do it from your house still?
I have an herb lab in my yard, and I do it from there. So,
An herb lab. How interesting. Put that on our list
Yeah,
of
can we go
field
on a
trips
field trip?
that we want to
Yeah.
explore. That would be so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know
if that's okay with you.
Just like show up at her house.
I don't know if you would be open to that, but I would love to see an herb lab. That sounds exciting.
It's just a cool little space. Well, I mean, I tried to do it in my kitchen. That lasted about 2 months because I would be doing something and the kids were hungry. And by kids, I mean, they're 20 and 24. So yeah, they'd get in the way. And I'd be like, this is not going to work anymore. It's like, babe, you got to do something.
I had a home bakery in my house for like 2 years.
I love when she talks about her home bakery.
My husband was like, get it out of my house. So it didn't work out.
Yes.
It took over our lives for a while.
I'm always expecting that story to end in a better way, but it's always, and it didn't work out.
Well, it was great. It was so much fun. This past weekend, it has been 5 years since I've baked like professionally. I was never a professional, but whatever. 5 years since I sold a cake. And I just finally this weekend sold threw away the last of the boxes, like pie boxes and cake boxes. I was like, are you sure I'm never going to do this again? He was like, you're never doing it again.
So sad.
No, it was not sad. I am all over the place with my business ideas. So can you talk to us about, I mean, obviously getting into this, the herbalists, the natural remedies, what have you learned that conventional medicine is just missing?
They don't care about the nervous system.
Oh.
They do not care about settling the nervous system down. And honestly, there are so many people out there, and I was one of them, running around with anxiety and panic attacks. And it is nothing more than your nervous system staying in fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And nobody is focusing on retraining that nervous system back down, because it would literally get rid of so many things. I can't prove that, but just my gut says that's the first issue. Literally. The first issue.
I agree with that.
The nervous system and sleep. I feel like the nervous system and sleep.
Sleep, I always say sleep is the foundation of wellness, because if you're not sleeping well, you're not doing anything well, really.
Like if somebody comes to my booth and they're like, I don't know you, I don't understand any of this, but if you was going to sell me one thing, what would you sell me? I will sell them a magnesium spray and tell them to put it on the bottom of their feet when they go to sleep at night. That's the first thing I'll sell them, and they'll be back because it will work.
Does yours make your feet itchy?
No, but if your feet are itchy, it's because you're low in magnesium.
With magnesium spray, though?
So drink it and then spray it on your feet.
Because I just threw away while I was purging this weekend, I just threw away my magnesium spray because every time I spray it on my feet, I get like I'm itching.
If you put magnesium spray or lotion on your skin and you get like a stinging, burning, not like if you've shaved, like don't do that. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Ask me how I know. But if you put it on your skin and you don't have any like cuts or anything, and it's tingly or stingy or itchy, it's literally your body just getting really, I don't know, like
hopped up
excited?
on magnesium.
Yeah, because it's because you're so low, and it's like, just
that checks out.
Yeah. Now, I do something a lot of people do not do. I put a small amount of vegetable glycerin in my magnesium spray, because otherwise it can be very tacky on the skin, and people do not like that feeling.
And the glycerin makes it less tacky?
It makes it absorb quicker. It's weird.
So interesting.
I know.
Okay, so you have that third one sitting there, and I'm biased because I want to taste it.
Shot.
We need every episode to be like this.
And bring us
snacks. And this is the base of berry. The only difference between these two is that one has cranberry. That's it. That's the first one I ever made. It's Cajun Sunshine. Yeah. This is the Bloody Mary one. It's the one everybody makes Bloody Marys with.
They're all so good in their own way. If you start tasting too many of them, so if you go to the farmer's market, she'll let you taste them. Then they start all tasting the same, and you're like, just pick one. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. They all have amazing benefits.
Yeah, they're all good in their own right.
Yeah.
The rest of the episode is just sounds of people.
ASMR.
So funny thing about fire cider is in 2012, a herbal
She now tells us it's poisonous.
No. Shire City Herbals, which unfortunately did close in 2022, they trademarked the name fire cider.
I heard about that.
And 3 herbalists got together, which one of them was Rosemary Gladstar, who is kind of
the queen of herbalism.
Did she change her name to Rosemary?
I think that actually was her name.
That's crazy.
She was born to be this.
Yeah.
She was very instrumental in fire cider really taking a hold in like the 1970s, 1980s, kind of around in America. And she got together with two other herbalists, and they went to war. They raised money and they fought.
That's
I actually
amazing.
bought this. I learned about this after I've been making fire cider for years, and I actually bought this book because it this is one of the books that they sold to raise money for. And what's cool about this is, and I like marked some recipes and stuff, but like even overseas in different countries, like where it's really dark a lot in the winter, they put a certain type of potato in their fire cider because it helps with winter blues and grays, like the funky feelings.
Wow.
And so
Yeah.
it's nobody can own that. You can't own that.
So there was an herbal company that tried to brand fire cider as
They
a
trademarked the name.
trademark it, and then it got overturned.
Yeah. So they trademarked it in 2012, and then the Rosemary Gladstar and several other herbalists went to battle, and then the courts said in 2019. So it was a long battle.
Wow.
2019, they said, this is a generic name and you can't own it. And they took it back.
Yes.
They gave it back to the people.
Victory.
Yeah. So
That is
really
exciting.
Yeah, that's really amazing. Yeah.
I'm just thinking about it. I have an esophagus allergy that like is an esophagus allergy. It's like rashes on my esophagus if I eat something I'm allergic to, or it's just kind of always there because of the air or whatever. And like,
Are you dying?
well, I can feel that coating my esophagus, and it feels almost
Good.
healing.
Like
yeah,
medicinal.
I should have also checked. What's
Yeah, you
in
should have read
this.
the label.
But
Mr. Allergies over here.
but everything's good. I mean, everything you listed was
Yeah.
Yeah.
as long as there's no tree nuts in here, I will be okay.
Yeah. The only one that has, but Odin's Fury has pine needles. But that's it.
It might not be fun, but I'd be okay.
Yeah. Also, you can take pine needles and make cough syrup with them, just in case.
Oh, wow.
Simmer them for, like a simmer, not a boil, for about 45 minutes, after you take them off the tree. Thank the tree for its gift. That's a big thing with me. Just, be kind to nature.
Oh.
It'll be kind back. And then wash them, cut them up, put them in some distilled water, simmer them for about 45 minutes, let them cool, strain them out. And you do, the recipe is half honey, half juice, but it is too sweet. So I do 3/4 juice and a quarter honey. And you have to keep it in the fridge because it's not shelf stable, but it will knock a cough. Plus, it's packed with vitamin C and it tastes like pineapple juice. It's very odd.
How long
good
can
for
you
kids.
keep it? Because
About 3 months
Okay.
in
wow.
the fridge.
My mom gets bronchitis every year.
And another thing I tell people is before you mix the honey in, you can take the juice and freeze it into ice cubes. Put it in the freezer, and then when you need some fast, just thaw it, add the honey, and
Pop an
stick it in the fridge. Yeah. You can do that with goldenrod, too. Goldenrod, do not sleep on goldenrod. Everybody sleeps on goldenrod, but for women especially, bladder and kidney, well, guys too, but bladder, kidney, UTIs, it flushes it out. Like it's amazing.
I think I have some
Great
of that
for
in my
allergies,
garden.
too.
Sean's like Mr. Louisiana wildflower guy. So we have all these, and our master gardener's like, this is medicinal and this is da-da-da. Like, we'll never do that. But now, maybe.
Never
Call you
say
first.
never.
Like, what does
Yeah.
this flower do?
Yeah.
Can I
Never
eat
say
this?
never.
My grandparents used to give me baking soda, honey, and a splash of whiskey when I was.
Oh my God. Not the same.
I mean,
He went, night, night.
Maybe better than the
honey is there.
cough syrup you get in the store.
That's
but
what they thought.
Yeah.
I think what really happened was they were like, just put them to sleep. It'll taste good. Put them to sleep.
I can say that I've done that before.
So what would be like a starter kit for somebody? The
Yeah.
first, like you're brand new to this. What would you recommend someone starting out with?
A fire cider and a magnesium spray. It's probably just basic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have a lady that runs my booth in Lake Charles, and she has been buying my products forever. And so she's very passionate about it, and I love her passion. And she's more of a salesperson than I am, because I'm just like, if they buy one thing, and not in a cocky way at all, but I want to make sure my stuff works. So I know it's going to work if you use it correctly. Mm-hmm. So if you just buy one thing, I'll see you again, because you're going to go home, and if you use it, it will work, and you'll be back. You'll be like, oh wait, there's something to these plants.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed there is. Come back and see me. And so I don't push a lot on people. I'm very not salesy.
Yeah.
I don't like to be sold to either. Like, I will run away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only place you sell them is at the farmer's market? Or is there like can you order some?
I have a website.
Okay.
Yeah, order. I even ship internationally.
Oh, wow.
And then there's some stores in Lake Charles that I'm actually in. I'm hoping to get in some stores in Lafayette. Several people have told me to go by Drug Emporium. And in my mind, it was like a small drugstore, and then I drove by it and got intimidated, and I have yet to go in and see them. So that was
It's pretty
You
easy to
belong
get in there.
in Drug Emporium.
Yeah.
that was back in June, guys. Sorry, Drug Emporium. I'll come see you soon when I feel brave. Because I get calls in the middle of the week from people in Lafayette who are looking for either, a certain tincture, because there's certain ones that I sell a lot of, or a certain tea, or the fire cider, and they're like, oh, I have to wait till Saturday.
Yeah. So tell us about tinctures. Just in general, what is a tincture?
So almost like a fire cider, you're taking, vegetable glycerin or alcohol, and you're extracting the benefits of the herb. The thing about mine is, and this is controversial, but not. I find it to be controversial because when I go somewhere and somebody has a tincture kit that they're selling people, and they have dandelion, rosemary, and then green nettle in there, I'm like, you have two very hard to extract things with something that's easy to extract. You're putting it all in the same jar. And how do you know that you're getting all the constituents out, like all of the stuff? So even my excessive blends, so like Neurospicy, I think literally has 11 things in there. I tincture them individually. And then I blend my blends. So I want to make sure I get what I want out of the herb. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Like every time I do it, I'm like, oh, it's a lot of jars to wash, but it's okay. It's worth it.
So it's pulling out you said the constituents is the term.
Yeah.
And then you put that.
I don't know why I said that. Sometimes my brain just throws words out there, and I'm just like,
it is. That's what it is. That's kind of the generic word for it. And then, so it's in either the vegetable glycerin or the alcohol, and you just need little bits of a tincture.
Like a little half dropper, and maybe 2 of those is a really large dose.
Oh, wow.
It's very concentrated. So.
Okay.
And usually under the tongue is the best place to do a tincture because it gets in the mucous membrane. So you put it under the tongue, you count to 30, which is a little bit rough with the alcohol-based ones because it's tender under there, so it stings a little bit, but it's totally worth it because they start working like right away. But you can put it in things and drink it. Like you can put it in your coffee and drink it. It's still going to work. But like if you want some quick benefits, under the tongue and into the mucous membrane, straight into the bloodstream, it's a good way to do it.
And the kid one, this Baby Spices?
Little Sparks.
Little Sparks.
Little
So
Sparks.
close.
Baby Spicy.
That's a good name too.
That's also a tincture. Baby Spicy. Yeah. That's also a tincture that you put
it's
under the
vegetable glycerin based.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a syrup, an herbally syrup.
Yeah.
So, but it does everything the adult one does. It just doesn't boost the dopamine. It retrains that nervous, and neither one of them have any kind of stimulants. It's not necessary to treat, in my opinion. In my opinion only, it is not necessary to treat ADHD or even a lot of autistic symptoms or some forms of anxiety. I don't think you need stimulants. Very frustrated because people also in my family have been on the same medications for like 8 or 9 years. Mm-hmm. And there's a point where you have to take a break because your body gets used to the medicine, but that's not happening. And so then the good part of the medicine quits working, but you still get the side effects. So then you just get another prescription for the side effects that all of a sudden are worse because the good part of the medicine your body's gotten used to and nothing works anymore. And that's not
so the dose increases and you get meds for the side effects.
Right. And so it's a travesty.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the elderly should have 9 doctors either.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to stop talking there.
No, please don't.
But who needs 9 doctors? How do you there should be a point person where every 3 years
They're certainly not talking to each other.
No, and every 3 years somebody should be sitting down with you, especially if you're on more than 5 medications. There should be
audit.
a doctor. Yes, a medication audit, that should be a requirement. It should absolutely
I think
be a requirement.
I have thought about before maybe becoming like a patient advocate because I agree with you. You're absolutely right. But if I were to look at my parents and the medication that my parents are on, both of them, a lot, but they don't know, they just do what they're told to do. They don't know what questions to ask. They don't know, even if they knew the questions, they wouldn't know what to do with that information. And so that's, I think, where a lot of people realize, maybe this isn't the best thing for me. And people get what's termed pill fatigue, that you're just tired of taking pills all the time, whether it's medications or vitamins or supplements of any sort. You just get tired of doing it. But if it's medication that's prescribed, then you can't just stop taking it in a lot of cases.
Right.
But you don't even know.
I don't recommend that, by the way.
No, don't recommend that.
I did that, but I don't recommend it, no.
It's not a good idea to just stop taking it, I should say.
Not at all.
But
Won't
you don't
sleep for
even
4
know
days.
what the alternative is. Like, even if I wanted to stop this, I don't have an alternative to say, well, let me at least try something else.
Right.
And that's where I think our medical system is failing, is that we don't have anyone that can truly look at a person and look at a bigger picture besides just a prescription pad.
And I don't think and it's the system as a whole. So I don't think we can be mad at doctors per se. They're doing what they literally paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be taught to do. And that's all.
Right.
I mean, they don't know more. And the thing,
The med schools are also just teaching pharmacology at this point,
right.
too.
They're literally practicing medicine, not healing. Unfortunately. I mean, it is true. In my opinion, again, that's just my opinion.
Well, there is a huge movement towards functional and integrative medicine. And we're seeing that in town.
Though, is questionable in a lot of cases, I believe.
Yeah.
But I think it's the doctors, the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical
the whole
companies.
thing,
Even we can pull media into this for advertising pharmaceuticals, just
Right.
like they're, anybody can get them.
Those companies are funding those media companies.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't realize, and this is because, a small family doctor, it's hard for them to stay in practice without going under the umbrella because, and here's why. My son went last year to a doctor's appointment because he was, having some, turned out to be strep throat or whatever. And he still rejected the antibiotics and came home and said, "What is it that you told me to do?" And I'm like, why did we even go through this process? But anyway, they just now last month sent me a paper stating that the insurance company finally paid their portion to the doctor's office.
Yeah.
So they file a claim that should easily be approved. It's rejected. They file it. So, and remember, the doctor's office is having to pay someone to repeatedly file for something the insurance company should have paid in the first place without blinking an eye. It's just their regular doctor's visit. And people don't know that this is going on behind the scenes. And so the small family practices that have time to sit and listen are closing down, or they're having to go under the umbrella where they have so many patients, they can only be in the room for this long a time. And that's how people get over medicated, because they see this doctor, they see this doctor, and nobody has time. They keep them so stretched thin, nobody has time to talk. This again is all my opinion. This is how my brain sees it.
to what you're saying.
It's how my brain sees it.
Well, and I think even doctors recognize that that's what's happening, but they're so caught in the wheel that there's no way, they don't know how to get themselves out of it.
Yeah. And that's how they make their living, how they feed their family too. So how do you get out?
Yeah.
When you're
It's very hard to break out of the system. I go to a cash only doctor, and he has however long. It's like an hour allotted to you.
Yeah.
And we just pay monthly for a membership, and it's so much cheaper than going through the insurance model.
That's
It's a scary
amazing.
leap for a lot of people, though.
Yeah.
Well, being as a practitioner on the insurance side, I have a team that does the billing and all that stuff. And a couple of people that I've talked to from a business perspective were like, do you really need them? Absolutely, 100%, because
You
I
would
am
never
not
have
fighting
time.
bills.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't know how to, and I don't have the patience for that.
Right.
So I have to have a
And that would
biller
take
that does
like
it.
a full day's work for you. You couldn't even see patients.
No, thank you.
Right,
No, thank you. But I did that for a long, long time. And then whenever I found out a biller can actually get me paid, then, but I have to have that person, that staff person. Anyway, so I definitely understand the insurance side of it, but also don't really know how to get out from under it.
Right. It's hard. They make it feel impossible.
Yeah.
I think. So I guess what I'm saying is, even though I'm on the other side, and I think there's a place for all things.
Absolutely.
There is a place for medicine. There is a place for plants and herbs. On the outside looking in, I feel bad for everybody. Like it's the whole entire system is just designed. It's a big flaw. And somewhere at the top are people making money who don't have passion for people's health, unfortunately.
Right. How do we unweave this is the biggest question.
Right.
Which that's another
Yeah, that's a whole
time.
other
We're not
podcast.
trying to figure that out right now.
It's a whole nother
yeah,
thing.
that's years worth of work.
Yeah.
Anyway, I definitely believe that plant medicine is underutilized, tremendously underutilized, and for a couple of reasons. One, because people don't know how to do it.
Right.
Aside from making a salad. And then it takes a lot of time. It takes time to actually make, like 6 weeks to make fire cider versus I can get antibiotics. I could probably go to the pharmacy right now and get antibiotics if I needed it. So it's just that from a time perspective, people don't have time to understand it or sometimes even implement it. But I think anything that we can do to just put one foot back into the plant medicine world makes it a little bit better for us collectively as a whole, as a community.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is what our bodies were naturally doing this, generations ago. And
well, and another thing, if you're like me and you pay attention to the plants that are growing, I can always tell you if it's going to be upper respiratory, if it's going to be sinus infection, or if it's going to be, things like, because you can base it off of the plants that are growing. Because in whatever area that there's going to be like a vibe of a certain, like if there's tons of this or tons of that, you're like, ooh, people are about to start getting a lot of kidney or bladder infections. There's something that the plants are picking up and they're filling a gap, which is, and I know that sounds like, okay, that's a little out there, but it's real. Like, it's really real. Like, based on the plants that are growing at that time is usually the bulk of sicknesses that people start getting. So nature really does pay attention. It really is a live, growing thing, and it cares. It's just, I feel like we've been taught to ignore her a lot, sadly.
Well, it's beautiful that you're doing this, and
I know
it's kind of a lost art, and I feel like you're hopefully going to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And I've been told by my dad, I'd start doing things and he'd say, oh, your grandma used to do that. And I'd be like, why did she not? Tell me. And well, by the time you were a kid, you could afford to go to the doctor. Back then it was two things. Either you couldn't afford to go to the doctor or you didn't have a ride to get there. Mm-hmm. That would make sense. So, you did it the old fashioned way.
That's kind of how I felt whenever we started doing bone broth. I start making bone broth, and my mom would say the same thing. Oh yeah, your grandma used to do this. I'm like, oh, well, why are we even buying broth out of a carton then?
People look at me crazy when I say this, but if you're going to do hot chocolate, use bone broth as your base.
I have heard that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Okay.
So good.
Challenge accepted. I also bought peppermint extract just this weekend at Drug Emporium to make some hot chocolate, and I have bone broth, so.
Yep.
All right.
So you're getting all those extra nutrients while having a little treat. So, yeah.
Well, before we let you go, we ask all of our guests one question. What does living vividly mean to you?
The simplest thing I would say is being actually plugged in, like being actually aware in the moment that you're in, because so many of us are focused on tomorrow or whatever we're doing at the end of the week, and we miss what's right in front of our faces. And so basically living vividly, which of course in your mind is like bright and bold, to a degree is to slow down just slightly. And the other side of that would be to never make yourself chewable for anyone. Do not make yourself small for anyone. They don't have to agree with you. I don't care if it's friends. I don't care if it's family. I don't care. Your people are out there. Go find them. Do not make yourself less just because of this group of people who might not see the world the same way as you make you feel like you're wrong, because you're not. There's room for everyone. You just might be in the wrong hole. Like you might be square peg, round hole. Just go find your spot.
Thanks for listening to Living Vividly. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. For more resources and details from today's discussion, check out the show notes. Until next time, keep living vividly.